that you clicked on this video today to join me in bringing you some amazing bookish content. And as you can see by today's title, I'm going to be going over my reads for March. So these are a few books that I want to read. Slowly but surely, I feel like I have finally learned that I am not very fast at reading, so I need to make sure I cut down my monthly TBR, monthly books that I want to read and hope to read down and then surprise myself versus putting like several books on that list and not accomplishing like half of them and being slightly discouraged and a little bit bummed about it. So this month I feel like I've learned my lesson. So there are very few books on this list, but there's a little disclaimer that I want to talk about. As you guys all know, I am currently reading through the Land of Stories series as well as the Harry Potter series. There are two middle grade series that I'm going to be reading because they're quite long. I think each of them has about 7 books if I'm not mistaken. So those are not going to be books that I'm going to continually add into like monthly update like TBR videos or wrap-up videos because it's like an ongoing series that you kind of know that I'm reading on my channel. But as each book gets done, there will be a review video coming for you guys. So I've decided that in a couple Sundays from now, I'm not sure which Sunday because I am traveling so much this month, I'm going to have a combined book number 2 of Harry Potter and book number 2 of Land of Stories review for you guys so that we can sit and discuss the books because I have been tabbing and I have so many things I want to talk to you guys about. So that'll be coming eventually. But yes, so those books are not going to be added into this this stack of books that I'm going to be reading for March just because like it's kind of ongoing. It's not going to be something I constantly talk about and bring up. You just kind of know when a review video comes out that I finished another book. And then the next thing I can say is that in terms of series, I really want to make sure that I don't have too many of them going on at once. So my goal is really to make sure I put some standalone books within my monthly reads so that I'm accomplishing getting books done on my physical TBR instead of like having to pick up the next book if I don't have the next series and constantly needing to buy books. I really want to focus on getting standalone books done because that's going to help me get my TBR, physical TBR down quicker. So you're going to be able to see that there are a couple standalone books within inside of this stack this month, as well as one YA series that I recently started last month. So I'm going to be continuing that. So I think that is where I'm going to stay with like 3 series. I have 2 middle grades right now, and then I have the one YA book that I'm currently starting. So yeah, I am super glad and super excited. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit your notification bell so you can be notified every single time I post a video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And without further ado, let's jump straight into today's video. All right, guys, so this is the lovely stack of books. You can probably see one of them there. But on top of like reading these books this month, and then like I said, the 2 series I'm continuously going through, I'm also listening to 2 audiobooks. I'm listening to the Dictionary of Lost Words as well as Spare by Prince Harry, and I'm loving both of them. Honestly, just like the whole like just European vibes that I'm just getting from both of these books. I'm absolutely loving it. The accents, just everything is just amazing. So I'm greatly enjoying those. So going into the books that I want to read in March, I decided to pick up Spare. I wanted a physical copy of it. First of all, we just love the face that's on the front of this book. So I had to pick it up. I have never been one who's been into or followed celebrities, the royal family, anything. There's like a handful that I like love and like adore. So like there's a few on that list. We have like Liam Neeson, Tom Hanks, Elon Musk, and Prince Harry. They're all on that list. So those are like a few that I know a little bit more about. But other than that, I don't follow anything. So Christmas 2022, my mom and I on Christmas Day binge watched the entire Netflix series of Prince Harry and Meghan, his wife, and we loved it. It was the first time I've ever read anything pertaining to the royal family. So then when I figured out that he had a book coming out, I was like, let me get it on audiobook because he's reading it. And then it just makes it amazing. Then when I saw just how rich the book is, in my opinion, all the stuff that's within it, I needed to get the physical copy so that I can tab it. Literally listening to the prologue of the book, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to put a tab in this. I need to talk about this with my bookish fam here on YouTube. So I picked up the book. I'm super excited about it. It's a nice hardcover. It's super cute, all little Harry on the back, but I'm absolutely loving it. So this month, I want to go through and read this book. I'm obviously going to have a full review video coming for you guys soon once I finish it. And then I'm also going to be listening to it at the same time, not together, just like when I want, because I think listening to it and reading it It's so good. Like, I need to do it twice. And then I'm thinking that I'm going to have a reading vlog for you guys for this. I am going out of town next week. I will be in Oslo, Norway. So that is really exciting for like a week. And I will be bringing this book to read while I'm on the plane, while I am like in Oslo, and then while on my way back. So I don't know how much filming I can really do, but if I try my best, hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get some type of footage for you, or at least once I get home, I'll try to save a little bit of it and not read it all and film it and talk to you guys about it so that you guys can like experience me as I'm reading it and what I'm thinking about, instead of like me telling you at the end. I think seeing my reaction and me like stopping and talking about it is going to be really nice with this book. So yeah, I'm super excited about it. I'm loving the audiobook so far. If you have not checked out the audiobook and you don't want to maybe purchase the physical book yet and you have an Audible subscription, I would highly recommend it. I would highly recommend taking a chance and just listening to like the first chapter and the prologue. Honestly, you're going to get hooked. And then also with Audible, they do have the system that if you decide like it's not for me, you get the option to return the book and get your credit back, especially if you don't think you want to pay. I think this was like 28 bucks. I think, no, $36. I don't know if you, unless you don't want to like pay for the hardcover and then you don't end up liking it, but I'm sure you will. So yeah, I'm super excited about this. I'm loving the audiobook and I cannot wait to physically read it as well. Then we're going to be going into, like I said, the one YA series that I am starting. This is the only YA series right now because I decided to like DNF, soft DNF, the Shatter Me series. I just didn't think at the point of my life when I was reading it, some of the themes in it were just not my vibe. I don't think they'll ever be my vibe, but like, I just don't know if I'm ever going to really get into it again, or if I do, it won't be for a while. So that is the YA series that I was reading, but because I stopped it, I decided to pick up the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, and this is book number 1. I've already read the prequel, which is just like little short stories to kind of get you prepared for the series. I loved it. It was so much emotion. I do have a video up on my channel. I'll link down below if you guys want to see like my thoughts on it. But it's amazing. And so I was planning on reading this in February. But honestly, once I finished book 1 or the prequel in the novellas, I just was kind of, I don't know, it was a bit much. It was intense. It was so much happening. You know what I mean? You follow the main character going through so many things and learning so many things, and it was kind of intense. So I did not end up reading it in February, so I thought, why not pick it up here in March, give it an opportunity, let this be like my one like intense YA book that I'm reading. And then it's a series, there's several books in this series too, so, and her writing is fantastic. I absolutely loved the first section, the first thing that I read. It was just amazing, and that was Assassin's Blade. I mean, she writes beautifully. I love the way that she described the character and the personality that she's given the character. I can't wait to see how she thrives in this book, because at the end of the novellas, you kind of saw her really struggling. So it's going to be interesting to see what is she going to do in this book to kind of get out of the situation she's currently in. So yes, I'm excited to read this, and I'm thinking with this series, I definitely want to, obviously I will read the whole thing. Don't know how long it's going to take me, but I'm thinking that when I finish all of the books, or a good amount of the books, we can kind of talk about them. But at this point, it doesn't necessarily seem to me yet of a series that I want to like talk about. It definitely seems like a really good like YA action fantasy series that I'm really loving, but it doesn't really have something in it that I necessarily want to talk about, at least maybe from the first book, really. I mean, I talked about it a little bit, but like, it doesn't seem like it's going to be like a cast of characters, things I really want to like talk about on my channel. We'll see. But yeah, if you guys really want to see my honest thoughts and my review on it, spoiler or spoiler free, just kind of let me know. And then once I finish more books, we can. But for the most part, I'm excited to read it, and I cannot wait to see how our main character gets through her issues in book number 1. All right. And then I do have technically one other middle grade series that I'm working through. I have 2 little short books left, and that is the Chronicles of Narnia series. And this is the C.S. Lewis Silver Chair. This is book number 6 in the series. And then I have 7, which is The Last Battle, if I'm not mistaken, or this is book number 5, and then The Last Battle is book number 6. I can't remember if it's like 6 books or 7 books, but regardless, this is the second from the last book, and I'm really excited to read it. I had never read the Chronicles of Narnia books ever, but I started them several months back now, and just like in between my reads, putting them in, because they're quite short books, but I watched all the movies when I was younger. So like to pick this up now, it is just amazing. Like, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader was life-changing for me. The Magician's Nephew was another life-changing one for me. Like, I love the series. I cannot recommend it enough. It's such a wholesome and adventurous and exciting middle grade series. So I'm excited to dive into this book and kind of see where our characters are going, what is happening to them, you know what I mean? And yeah, so this is a very quick read for me. If for whatever reason I managed to like get a lot of this stuff done while traveling a lot this month, because when I get back from Oslo, the next week I'm in New York, and then the next week after that I'm supposed to be going to Toronto. So like, if I can get a lot of these books done, I might pick up the next book in the series, which is The Last Battle, which is the final book, and I will end up reading that as well. And I think once I get the entire series done, I might put a video up on my channel talking about it, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm super excited to get into this. I cannot wait to finish this short little series and kind of see what happens to my amazing characters that are in that book. And then that'll bring me to the very last book that I want to read this month, which is also a YA fantasy type book, which is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. And I picked this up at Barnes & Noble maybe a few weeks ago now, and the cover like drew me in, you guys. It's absolutely stunning. It gives me all the spring cottagecore vibes, and as you know from my last video, which is my Sunday vlog, I am really like into that kind of vibe a little bit. Obviously my style is very like plant mom boho kind of it, which I think that'll kind of maybe stay the same, but I definitely think in terms of like clothing pieces and just little things here and there, I definitely want to incorporate that because I just love it so much. But that is why I want to read it, because obviously the cover is stunning and matches the season perfectly. But it's also super interesting. It's a book about books. You know what I mean? This is about Emily Wilde. She is a Cambridge professor. She's a genius scholar, and she's writing the first encyclopedia on fairy lore. So she travels to this really beautiful little town to kind of get involved with the people there and the culture to kind of write this book on fairies, this encyclopedia. But we have a little thorn that gets into her side, and his name is Wendell Blamley. He kind of comes, throws everything for the loop. She's trying to figure out what's going on, why is he here, and what is his purpose. But then her heart starts getting attached, so we kind of get a little romance in the book. So I'm super excited to dive into this. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a hardcover, and as you know, I'm turning into like a hardcover girl. So we got 2 hardcovers this month that we're reading. I had a hardcover that I was reading last month by the book. I'm just loving it. Slowly but surely, I'm like picking my books that are hardcover up from like the stores and whatnot so that I can have more in my collection. But yeah, that's going to kind of conclude this month of books. I'm actually really excited to get into these. They're all books that I want to read. I definitely feel like when I first started out doing videos, and why I felt like I had so many books I never actually got done, or I felt overwhelmed, is I picked a lot of books that I thought people maybe wanted me to read at the time, or that would be interesting to the viewers and whatnot. But really, I'm kind of leaning to picking books that I want to read. Like, you know, and if I don't want to share a book I just started reading because I want to wait till I'm done with more of them and nobody knows, it's fine. Like, I think posting things that bring me joy. And so I really want TBR videos or just books that I want to read the month to be more casual and fun, books that I really want to read. I don't want to force myself to read something that I don't like just for the sake of someone else might want to watch that video. But yeah, I'm super excited. I think this is a great stack of books here. So yeah, once I get these done, there may or may not be a video. Obviously for Sperry, you'll get one. I'm definitely thinking at the end of like this series, possibly, you might, not sure quite yet how I'm feeling. I think at the end of the Encyclopedia of Fairies, there might be something too, who knows, but regardless, I'm excited to read them. And let me know down below one of the books that you really want to read this month. What makes you want to read it? What about it gets you excited? I would love to hear and know. But that is going to conclude today's video. I really do hope that you guys enjoyed it. And do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit your notification bell so you can be notified every single time I post a video. And subscribe to my YouTube channel and join the Bookish Jam because we are so nice and we have so much fun together. And I will catch you guys in a